Baker is trying hard to put his life and marriage back together, whilst Poncherello investigates a multi-million-dollar heist on Chips later at 8 p.m. But first, it's the Thamesmen.
Hello, George.
Hello, Alex. How are you? I am George. I'm in Los Angeles.
Thank you very much there, sir. I am Alex and I'm in San Francisco, and you have reached the award-winning light reaction channel, entertainment, low budget, no budget kind of podcasting thing.
And yeah, exactly. We make no money, so don't complain at us. We just do this for fun and entertainment.
People do complain. They do complain. I tell you, I was actually telling my friends. Some of the people say some pretty goddamn rude things.
That's not. I mean, yes, we get a couple, but we get lots of really great comments and really great support. And we, whenever we read something in the comments that is sort of positive and interesting and adds something to the whole dialogue, that's why we do it. That is the whole reason.
Yeah. I absolutely love it. And also, my answer to those people who say you should have done this, you should have done that.
Make your own reaction channel.
Exactly that. If we've got a good idea, you take your idea, because we're complete nonsense, we didn't do it, and you make a video and we'll watch it. It'd be great.
We could do a collaboration, couldn't we?
We could
do a collab.
Yeah, we could do a collab. Anyway, you lucky little sods, you have literally landed, and that is a clue about this next track, in the middle of Rush Week, which has been great, which has been curated by who?
Sean, our friend Sean, who writes the masterful notes, and we will put them on our Patreon channel because they're too big to fit in YouTube because they're mean, and the notes are spectacular, and what we like to do here is we'll have odds and sods, and then we will take a week and we'll explore one topic.
Yes,
and we call on our subscribers to help, and Sean has helped us out no end on this one.
Absolutely, we've got some great suggestions coming out. I was just answering one in between. Muse. Someone wants to do a Muse week, and I thought that would be good. So if you would like a week, your favorite artist, we have our email down there. Feel free to write to us. We don't pick them all up. We can't pick them all up, but we try and pick as many up, and we'll work with you to curate a week. But this one by Sean is Rush Week, and the reason why I really enjoy Sean's work is he brings the songs alive. By his notes, and as such, this track is Countdown. Would you like to read the notes?
I would, absolutely, and this is actually linked to the first manned shuttle link. So so I will read verbatim, and I'm not going to read all the notes, but we'll add them to the Patreon channel. But Countdown. I remember, this is a quote, I remember thinking to myself as we flew back to Fort Worth after a couple of days without sleep, we've got to write a song about this. It was an incredible thing to witness, truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I can only hope that the song comes even close to capturing the excitement and awe that we felt that morning, said Mr. Neil Peart. And then, this magic day when super science mingles with the bright stuff of dreams, again from Neil Peart. In April 1981, the band was touring through the USA and were due to play shows in Texas when the very first crewed space shuttle was scheduled to launch. The STS, Space Transportation System, commonly known as the Space Shuttle Program, eventually flew a total of 135 missions orbiting the Earth. Columbia was the first of the 5 orbiters to be launched and would eventually fly 4,000 times around the Earth over 28 missions and more than 200 million kilometers, 125 million miles over its 7,000 hours of flight time. Now that is super geek information there. That's amazing.
That's I've seen those for sale, Hondas on Craigslist.
and you've owned them, I think.
Actually. Yeah, I think I've owned every single one of those Hondas
and wondered why they were completely crap. But
absolutely. Now I know.
Yeah, and then they'd catch fire. But anyway, that was another car.
That was another car.
That wasn't you catching fire, was it? Anyway, that was the Pikeys. But So anyway, the band members were only 16 to 70 years old when humans first returned from the surface of the moon, and their teen years would have included lots of news of the space race and, of course, the eventual moonwalk. In their late 20s, they leapt to the opportunity to watch the Columbia's first manned launch and work hard to find a way to make it happen. They flew into Orlando on a day off, slept to their hotel until 4 a.m., then headed for VIP Zone Red Sector A, which would become the title of Rush song a few albums later, at Edwards Air Force Base near... Is it really Edwards? I thought Edwards was in California, near the Cape before dawn. Launches often include delays as they involve vast numbers of systems and procedures that must work as expected, and this launch was no different. The day wore on, the band fretted as the hours ticked by. They had a show in Dallas that night, which was looming larger for them by the minute, until they finally got word that the launch had been scrubbed. Disappointed, the band raced back to the airport and to meet their return flight for the Dallas show. The next day, they had a show in San Antonio, after which they immediately flew back to Florida on a hired jet. Their efforts, patience, and persistence were eventually rewarded as they got to see the launch and again raced back to the airport to do a show in Fort Worth that evening. They were deeply affected by the spectacle, the anticipation, the launch, the reaction of the people gathered to wonder what humans might truly achieve. All witnesses to the incredible visceral thundering of the massive engines. To get an idea of the thrust required, the shuttle boosters and fuel tank weighed around 1.5 million kilograms, and the rocket systems eventually pushed the vehicle to speeds of about 1.9 kilometers per second. Never as fast as your cars, Alex, I must say. No, we thought they were.
Or my lovemaking.
I don't know, 1.2 miles per second? That sounds about right, really, doesn't it?
About 1.2 seconds.
1.2 seconds.
On a good day.
Do you want me to go faster? Anyway, even with a slow start, the orbiter accelerated so fast it traveled almost 100 kilometers, 60 miles, within 4 minutes of launching. Again, longer than we know. The power used to push the huge mass from Earth. This is getting... Anyway, so amazing. So the song is all about the countdown. That's what we're talking about. So,
and then there was a line here. There was someone asked, I have a friend who is an astronaut who has been to space. I asked him if he knew of this song, and with a wide-eyed grin, he replied, every astronaut knows about this song.
Oh, really?
So this is only part of the notes. I mean, you know, the notes go on. He's picking up, Sean's picking up lines that are being said from, you know, Space Center up and whatever, T-minus 27. And it's, I mean, just great notes. I mean, if I you need a pipe and a good couple of hours and a nice whiskey and sit down somewhere and then go into all the notes. It really is worth it. It's absolutely fantastic. But there you go. I mean, now I haven't heard the song. I'm looking forward to it. I know it's about Countdown. I know that the band must have been literally had their heads blown away from an amazing sight. So let's see if they captured it in the song.
So it's not that English TV comedy program 8 out of 10 cats prefer Countdown.
No, it's not that.
Which has the best comedy sketches, Carrot in a Box.
It does. Someone was asking me about that Carrot in a Box today, about which video that was as well.
We did the Carrot in the Box, didn't we, for our anniversary, didn't we?
Yeah, we're going to have to do some more comedy ones, best of English comedy, because they were really fun videos.
And we got to do the sequel to Carrot in the Box.
Yes, Carrot in the Box 2. All right, let's do this.
So this is the other countdown then. Oh, shit. Are you ready, sir?
Yes.
3.
Count me in for the countdown.
Countdown. Should I do it backwards? We do it backwards anyway, don't we? 3.
Not very smart, are we? This way.
10.
Why don't you go the old missionary?
3.
No, let's go missionary.
Missionary? What's that? 10?
No, straight up the front. 1, 2, 3, boom.
Coming up on 45 minutes in our countdown, everything going smoothly. T-minus 45 minutes and counting. Shuttle launch control.
Lit up with anticipation, we arrive at the launching site. The sky is still dark, nearing dawn. On the Florida coastline, circling choppers splash the night with roving searchlight beams. This magic day when super science mingles with the bright stuff of dreams.
Nice.
We had a filter test center and they are built for launch. At the present time, no major problem as engines find a home.
Like left in a hazy distance, the star of this unearthly show, venting vapors like the breath of a sleeping white dragon. Cracking speakers, voices tense, resume a final count. All systems check, T-9 as the sun and the drama start to mount. Spectators pass. The excitement so thick, you could cut it with a knife. Technology high, on the leading edge of life.
T-minus 27 seconds. We've lost or redundant set sequencer start. T-minus 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15, 14, 13. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We launch the main engine start. We have
The earth beneath us starts to tremble with the spreading of a low black cloud. A thunderous roar shakes the air like the whole world exploding. Scorching blast of golden fire as it slowly leaves the ground. It tears away with the mighty force. The air is shattered by that awesome sound.
30 seconds.
Exciting so big, you could cut it with a knife. Technology high, on the leading edge of life. Like a pair of clouds, the smoke fingers high in the air. In fascination, with the eyes of the world we stare.
Columbia now steering push precise window in space for main engine cutoff. Mark 2 minutes 40 seconds. Columbia now 39 nautical miles to altitude, 42 nautical miles downrange. Columbia, you're looking a little hot. All your calls will be a little early. Youngest trip is really moving out now. Velocity now reading 6,200 feet per second. Glad you're enjoying it. Columbia to Houston, we have 40 seconds to LOS. The bigger LOS, you're looking good burn over the hill. We'll see you at the grid.
And we joined the engine.
Wow, that was cool, huh?
I mean, I'm a rocket geek at the best of times, and I didn't even know that song existed. The fact that they sort of memorialized a moment of history like that, very cool, very cool.
Well, can you imagine the math involved in, going to space, right? I was also at the same time on my fingers trying to keep and work out what rhythms they were going through from 4/4 to 5/4. I got complete. I'm dumb. I got so lost. They were doing so many different rhythms, and I mean, obviously, I'm too thick to be in Rush, let alone work for NASA. Thank God. Thank God they don't let me anywhere near.
Yeah,
I couldn't work out what the timings.
They are an amazing band. Like the fact that they can take these moments and turn them into like epic tracks is pretty astounding. And like.
Yeah,
I mean, how many Rush tracks have we done? And every time we do it, we come out of it going, "Holy crap!
Yeah,
how
but
do they do that?"
I can't fathom how on the rhythm, because you take something like Living in the Past by Jethro Tull, that's like 5/4 or Golden Brown or whatever, and that's what's tricking. But that's their catch for that song. That's why that song is so unique. Or 3/4 or whatever. But this band will slip from 5/4 to 4/4 to 7/8 to God knows what. And I don't know how they do it. I honestly, because we can't tell the difference there. You can't hear the difference, right? They're seamless.
Yeah. They are insanely just something else. Something like, I mean, that's why they're Rush, I suppose, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. And I think that the more I imagine, because the more you listen to the Rush, the more you will discover, because
the Rush,
because it is it's so complex. It's like you could read the book once and get one meaning, read the book again and you'll find something different. And I'm sure every time you'll go round there, they've got another layer that you can find.
And I think that's why it stands the test of time. And that's why they had so many albums and so many songs sold and such a sort of avid following, I think, And,
I know. I'm feeling slightly hungry. Are you feeling hungry?
What's your joke?
Well, no, I'm not. I'm thinking maybe we should go for a curry or somewhere. Do you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like a curry is coming on. Yeah. Why? What do you think we should do?
Well, there is this one place I know.
Not the Taste of India.
Taste of India.
The Taste of India. Experience the taste of India.
The Regency Tandoori Restaurant. Private functions catered for. Takeaway service available.
Thank you very much to the Taste of India for keeping this very expensive operation alive and the lights on.
We appreciate their sponsorship. If anyone else would like to sponsor us, to save us some no, we love the Taste of India. So please join us.
Let's not ruin our main sponsor.
Yeah, our only sponsor.
But Taste of India. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Back to Rush, about his track. Yeah, I thought you being an astronaut geek, I bet you loved it.
I did. I told you I went like a few years ago, went and watched a SpaceX launch up in Vandenberg, which is like north of LA, and like that was a rocket, a SpaceX rocket, one of the Falcon 9s, and the sound. You know how I get triggered by sound, and I can only imagine what a Saturn rocket sounded like, or like a space shuttle did, or what we got coming up next week. The SLS, that huge Artemis rocket is going to go up. I mean, just the Falcon 9, which has like 9 engines or something like that. The sound was something that was out of this world. It was. As the rocket took off into it, sort of pointing, it sort of heads off in its trajectory. Suddenly, the whole atmosphere around you starts to vibrate. Everything starts to, like, your whole body, your whole being it's like it's a visceral feeling that you have, like you've never experienced in your life, and it lasts for a minute, maybe, but even less than that, maybe. But just you have to experience it once in your life. You
You
just
think
watch it on
that,
TV will never. And I can see why you write a song after experiencing it, because it was utterly moving.
Do you think the astronauts that go up? Do you think they offset their carbon footprint?
Right.
You know, do you think on the way up, would you like to plant a tree in Norway or something? You know, would you like to donate to the Rabbit Society?
Well, I don't think it's that bad, because like a lot of the space shuttle, because hold on, a lot of the space shuttle was, those engines were not, they were burning oxygen and hydrogen, and so what you see, that big white cloud, is steam. It's water vapor. It's H2O, and so actually it's not. It's some of the solid fuel rockets are burning things which are not so nice.
You
but
mean
a lot of it's
that dodgy old Honda with 100,000 miles. You think that's worse?
Yeah, probably. Your Honda, definitely worse.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, obviously we are now moving subsonically through Rush Week.
The Rush universe.
Rush universe.
We're off to the planet Rush.
Do you think there was a planet Rush?
Well, yeah, because there's a billion. Okay, how many galaxies are there?
No. Ladies and gentlemen, if we get George onto space and rocket, we'll be here all right. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Canada Week coming up. We got some other stuff. We got
Chisel Week, Aussie Week 4 with the Pickle Off Challenge.
Absolutely, where we're going to pickle something disgusting and eat it. Yeah, we've actually got Kate Bush Week 2 from Sean as well, but Sean is in the middle of this one at the moment. Yeah, so absolutely fantastic. It's good. Let's move on, because we've got I've seen the next track coming up. It's a biggie.
It's a biggie, is it?
It's a biggie.
Can we pickle it?
Probably. You can pickle anything now. You can pickle a chicken.
We will see. We will see.
I'll see you on the flip side.